The incomparable Scott Platts.
It's Sunday night here at the Bar MZ, Mother's Day. My name's Tag Griffith. On tonight's show, songs from Tessy Lou Williams. Special guest, Buck Buchanan from www.twang. Now, please put your hands together and help me welcome to the stage the man of the hour, singer, songwriter, president of the Billy Ray Cyrus fan club, Sam Platts and his Plainsmen.
We're looking for a treasurer. Oh, it's good to be back here at the Bar MZ. It's been a minute. We're excited to put together this show for the last one of this particular season. We're planning on coming back next fall, but we're gonna start you off with a song my dad requested, and that would have been the guy playing the great version of Sleepwalk on the warm-up video. And this one's called Rednecks, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer, written by Johnny Russell. Yeah. If you're going to turn my guitar on for this one. Well, there's no place that I'd rather be than right here. Rednecks, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer. The waitress is mad 'cause some guy made a pass. Her jukebox is playing, there stands glass. The cigarette smoke kinda hangs in the air. Rednecks, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer. Her cowboy is cussing the pinball machine. A drunk at the bar is getting noisy and mean. A guy on the phone says, I'll be home soon, dear Scott. Rednecks, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer. No, we don't fit in with that white-collar crowd. We're a little too rowdy and a little too loud. There's no place that I'd rather be than right here. Rednecks, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer. Oh, play it, Lil. The semis are passing on the highway outside. The 4:30 crowd is about to arrive. The sun's going down, soon they'll all gather round. Rednecks, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer. No, we don't fit in with that white-collar crowd. We're a little too rowdy and a little too loud. And there's no place that I'd rather be than right here. Rednecks, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer. Rednecks, White Sox and Blue Ribbon Beer. Oh, thank you very much. It was my dad, Scott Platts' birthday yesterday, too, so thanks for that request, Dad. Well, I'd like to thank everybody that's been tuning into this show regularly, and I think this being kind of our last episode for a season, we would like to actually explain to you how terrified we all are every time we walk up here. We've only done 23 of these or something like that. Who's counting? But it truly has been a fun experience and a good way to kind of keep us on our toes. We're very much on our toes as soon as that red button gets pushed. Speaking of that, we're going to play a song that'll really keep us on our toes. This is an old jazz standard called I'm Going to Sit Down and Write Myself a Letter. Sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'm gonna write words oh so sweet, they're gonna knock me off of my feet. Lots of kisses at the bottom, I'll be glad I got them. I'm gonna write and say I hope you're feeling better, and sign with love the way you do. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'll play the fiddle. Sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'm gonna write words oh so sweet, they're gonna knock me off of my feet. Lots of kisses at the bottom, I'll be glad I got them. I'm gonna write and say I hope you're feeling better, and sign with love the way you do. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. Oh, thank you very much. Gentlemen, Jay, you want to sing them one?
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. In a time when the world seems to be spinning hopelessly out of control, there's deceivers and believers and old in-betweeners that seem to have no place to go. It's the same old song, it's right and it's wrong, and now living is just something that I do. With no place to hide, I looked to your eyes and I found myself in you. I've looked to the stars, tried all of the bars, and I've nearly gone up in smoke. But now my hand's on the wheel of something that's real, and I feel like I'm going home. Of an oak down by the river sat an old man and a boy, setting sails, spinning tails, and fishing for whales with a lady that they both enjoy. It's the same damn tune. It's the man in the moon. It's the way that I feel about you. And with no place to hide, I look to your eyes, and I found myself in you. I look to the stars, tried all of the bars, and I've nearly gone up in smoke. But now my hand's on the wheel of something that's real, and I feel like I'm going home. Yes, I feel like I'm going home.
Ah, the red-headed stranger from Pony, Montana, Mr. Gentleman J. Let's have Tessy Lou come up here and do a couple with the band. Tessy Lou Williams.
Well, there's not a lot of trucking songs that women sing, but I'm gonna do one. I start this one, don't I?
Yes, you do.
All right. Charlie's got a gold watch. Don't seem like a whole lot. After 30 years of driving up and down the interstate, well, Charlie's had a good life. Charlie's got a good wife. After the night, she'll no longer be counting the days. 18 wheels and a dozen roses, 10 more miles on his 4-day run. A few more songs from the all-night radio, and he'll spend the rest of his life with the one that he loves. And about when a bagel set out to find America, catching up a little at a time, with pieces of the old dream that are gonna light the old flame, doing what they please, leaving every other reason behind. 18 wheels and a dozen roses, 10 more miles on his 4-day run. A few more songs from the all-night radio, and he'll spend the rest of his life with the one that he loves. this whole day run. A few more songs from the all-night radio, and he'll spend the rest of his life with the one he loves. And he'll spend the rest of his life with the one he loves. Oh, thank you, little Kathy Mattea there. Well, let's do another one of these. This one's one of my favorites here. I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder. I've spent most all my life looking for that four-leaf clover, and you ran with me, chasing my rainbow. Honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for all the world to sing. Never all it grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry. Don't you know I love you too? That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for all the world to sing. Never all it grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry. Don't you know I love you too? That's the way love goes. Don't you know I love you too? That's the way love goes. Thank you.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please help us make welcome Buck Buchanan of www.twang. Come on up here, Buck. We'll get mics changed out. And thank you so much for coming and doing this show.
Thank you, Sam, for inviting myself and actually Michael and my good buddy Mark O'Boyle over there on the steel guitar to come out here and be a part of this fine YouTube TV show that you've started up here this fall. So thank you very much. It always takes longer than you see in the movies. I'm trying to give everybody a chance to tune up. Well, Tessy did a very fine version of a truck driving song, so I'd like to do a truck driving song as well. This is called Trucker's Lament. And you guys all ready? Gals? Sun's coming up and my eyes are red. 6 lonely nights since I slept in my bed. But I'll keep on trucking, I've got bills to pay. Getting a living on the lost highway, making a living on the lost highway. Mile after mile, that old diesel whines. I started out thinking, man, it's easy all the time. I keep my family fed, though I'm never there. Making a living ain't always fair. Making a living, it ain't always fair. And I keep rolling on. I turn up the radio, sing along. I ain't getting younger from all these years, and my wife and children have cried bitter tears. But I keep on trucking, I got bills to pay. There ain't no getting off the lost highway. There ain't no getting off of the lost highway. And I keep rolling on. I turn up the radio, sing along. Sun's coming up and my eyes are red. A couple more days and I'll sleep in my bed. I've got some money now, more than I'll have to pay. I'll take it home from the lost highway. I'm taking it all home from the lost highway. Making a living on the lost highway. There ain't no getting off of the lost highway. Oh, thank you very much. Too nice, I'll tell you that right now. This next one, a friend of mine whose name is Duke Sharp said, "You know, Buck, there's not a luggage rack on a hearse." And I thought, man, that's kind of a profound statement. And so This song is called Black Cadillac, and once you know what it's about, you'll be able to follow along. There's no place for luggage on a black Cadillac. You can't take it with you. There's no need to pack. They clean you up, they comb your hair, and send you flowers, but you don't care. No place for luggage on a black Cadillac. You don't need a road map, you're already there. You don't eat them deviled eggs, but Jesus couldn't care. You don't get a piece of pie, you can't hear them ladies cry. There's no place for luggage on a black Cadillac. Cadillac, midnight, black shiny chrome, headlights are on, but nobody's home. Cushion ride, down a flow, hit the gas, there you go. You don't stand in line. You don't need that wristwatch, baby. You got lots of time. There's no more trips around the sun. You're all through before you're done. No place for luggage on a black Cadillac. Cadillac, midnight black shiny chrome, headlights are on, nobody's home. Cushion ride, dying low, you hit the gas, there you go. All right, Marcus and Mark O'Boyle, nicely done. And everybody else, Jay, Lily, and my good buddy Mike Gillen back there on the skins. Well, the first time anybody heard this song, we were riding across the pasture up in the Bridger Range, and a guy had rode up and said, well, you know, Buck, this horse is named Worthless, and I'd like you to write a song about it. And I thought, well, a horse named Worthless, that's pretty interesting for a cowboy to name his horse that. And then there was a dog there that had 3 legs, and so I'm thinking, oh, my dog has 3 legs. That's kind of country. And then I thought, well, now my pickup broke down again. I'm thinking, now there's a country song right there. So this song is called 3-Legged Dog, and I hope you like it. You ready, Lily?
Yep, ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. broke down again. If it weren't for collectors that call on the phone, well, I think I don't have no friends. The Hollywood cowboys you see on TV bear no resemblance to the life that I lead. Me and old worthless, dusk until dawn, a three-legged dog comes limping along. My house is a trailer parked outside of town. The wheels on as I move around. But me and the banker always agree, as long as payments come down. And Tom Mix and John Wayne and Gene Autry bear no resemblance to cowboys like me. If I had $1 for each loop I've thrown, a three-legged dog have a ranch of her own. Well, I've had lots of women, but I don't have one now. They say it's a pattern you'll see. They don't like my horse, they don't like my dog. Maybe they just don't like me. And those singing cowboys at home on the range live in a world I find so strange. Being old worthless, day at a time, the three-legged dog comes limping behind. Yeah, those Hollywood cowboys you see on TV, they bear no resemblance to the life that I lead. And me and old worthless, dusk until dawn, a three-legged dog comes limping along. Like that three-legged dog, we go limping along. Oh, thank you very much. Nicely done, y'all. Great. Well, this next song is called Guardian Angel, and kind of let you figure out it as we go along. Kind of a paint by numbers sort of a thing. When I saw where the road was going, I headed out on my own. This old guitar and a kiss for luck, can't go back, can't give up. changes when you're on your own and there's no way to turn it around. Just keep going, you've got nothing to fear. It's fear slowing you down. It's time for me to go. Why, I don't know. But I won't stick around. One night, one show, one more town. Something changes when you're on your own and there's no way to turn it around. Just keep going, you've got nothing to fear. It's fear slowing you down. Guardian angel, keep up with me. Lines on the highway set me free. Something changes when you're on your own and there's no way to turn it around. Just keep going, you've got nothing to fear. It's fear slowing you down. Guardian angel, keep up with me. Lines on a highway set me free. Oh, thank you so much. This next song is one that I wrote called Fly, and has nothing to do with the insect. Does make you nervous standing up here, Sam, doesn't it? Yeah. You wouldn't think that just like a bunch of deer's heads and stuff like that would make a guy nervous, but apparently it does. Well, they're all staring at you. Yeah, they kind of move when you move. All right. Did you shoot me or you that guy? No, not me. I wouldn't do that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, not much to say. Nothing's going on. Just another normal day. The sun is up, clouds are high, and the breeze is blowing. Things are getting dry. Gotta get my old truck going. Wanna get paid, I gotta start showing up. It's hard to say where I'd be now if I hadn't listened to my heart. I hadn't listened to my heart. I hadn't listen to my heart when it told me to fly. I'll ask what's new, how things going since he walked out on you. I bet you're blue and you cried a million tears and burned a few bridges too. You gotta get your old heart going, just try to forget it, start showing up. Hard to say where you'd be now if you hadn't listened to your heart. Hadn't listened to your heart. Hadn't listened to your heart when it told you to fly. It's hard to say where we'd be now if we hadn't listened to our heart. Hadn't listened to our heart. Hadn't listened to our heart when it told us to fly. Hadn't listened to our heart when it told us to fly. Hey, thank you so much. I'm going to do one more. I'd like to do a last song here. It's called Big Hat, and this actually goes out for everybody that knows which end of the cow the hay goes into. I think there's several people out here that can identify with that. Big hat, no cattle. Nice truck, no horse. Clean boots, no cowboy. It's true, of course. Big hat, no cattle. Not hands, no ranch. Are you two-step? Well, but that don't mean you have a chance. Well, I was dancing with the cowgirl in a Dylan honky-tonk. Merle Haggard on the jukebox, playing loud and sounding hot. My arm around her waist so I could hold her near. Her head on my shoulder, she whispered in my ear. Big hat, no cattle. Nice truck, no horse. Clean boots and no cowboy. It's true, of course. Big hat, no cattle. Soft hands, no ranch. Are you two-step? Well, but that don't mean you have a chance. Well, I sit down at her table and I hope to stay a while. I complimented her wardrobe, said she had a lovely smile. She slid a little closer, stared into my eyes, and then she told me what she'd learned by hanging around the guys. Big hat, no cattle. Nice truck, no horse. Clean boots, no cowboy. It's true, of course. Big hat, no cattle. Soft hands, no ranch. Are you two-step? Well, but that don't mean you have a chance. I knew that it was over before it had begun. Oh, she was the gal for me, but I was not the one. Some local in a gimme cab took her out the door. Then she turned, smiled, and said these words once more. Big hat, no cattle, nice truck, no horse, clean boots and no cowboy. It's true, of course. Big hat, no cattle, soft hands, no ranch. Ah, you two-step well, but that don't mean you have a chance. I said you two-step well, but that don't mean you have a chance. Oh, you two-step well, but that don't mean you have a chance. Thank you very much, and thanks again, Sam. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Buck. Yeah, thank you very much, Buck, for doing this show. And if you look up Buck's website, is it www.twang? 3 W's. World Wide Web. I'm sure he's got some summer dates up, and we're going to have Tessy Lou come up here and do a song by herself. We do this by design so we can sit back and enjoy her song ourselves. So, Tessy Lou Williams.
You guys, check 1 2. Check 1 2. Gonna get that right first. There's my guitar. Mic's a little, I don't think the mic's in the monitor. Check 1 2. There we are. There we go. No, but you guys talk about how nervous you get when the band's up here. I stand here by myself. But I want to say thank you to Sam and the Plainsmen for having me all these months. It's given us something to do while there was no music to be played, and that meant a lot to all of us. Thank you guys for always listening and tuning in. I'll admit there were times where I didn't have time to practice songs, so I was kind of on the fly on most of these. But every day was fun, and it kept me on my toes. It kept me learning songs and remembering songs. And so, yeah, I'm going to do this little Dwight Yoakam tune. You're the one that made me cry. Oh, you're the one that laughed at me and said goodbye. You're the one that made me blue. So how's it feel now the other one it's happened to? Now you're back calling me with open arms. What happened to the one you met with all the charm? You say she's gone, you're all alone. Well, that's a shame. If you think real hard, I know you'll see just who's to blame. You're the one that made me cry. Oh, you're the one that laughed at me and said goodbye. You're the one that made me blue. So how's it feel now the other one it's happened to? Begging me to think about the love we shared. Well, it seems as though not long ago you didn't care. Oh, you're the one that laughed at me and said goodbye. You're the one that made me blue. So how does it feel now that you're the one it's happened to? Oh, how does it feel now that you're the one? How does it feel now that you're the one? How does it feel now that you're the one it's happened to? You're the one, you're the one, you're the one. Oh, thank you. I'm going to get Sam and the band back up, and I'm going to get off the stage.
That's the one that Costas didn't write, right? He wrote all the other ones. Outstanding. Well, it is Mother's Day, and I may be a bit biased, but I have the best mom in the world. Scott, you haven't met her. This next song we're going to do is a song that I wrote years ago. And it was a song on our first CD, Sundown at Noon. This one's called I Think I'm Gonna Leave, and it's my mother's favorite song of mine. So we're gonna do that one. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. This show would not be possible without mothers. When we checked the old online tip jar, by golly, a lot of moms came through. And we'd like to thank everybody that helped support this show. I think I'm gonna leave.
1, 2, 3.
Well, the bodies are all back, and the lease is up high. We didn't get a second cut, but got enough to get us by. I could stay through the winter, but there's not a lot to do. Just feeding in the morning and a list of honeydews. Russ said he could keep me on, but the pay is low. I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna go. I learned to pick the guitar, and I've been singing to the sage since I learned to make it pay. I ain't worth my daily wage. I got a brother in Seattle. He says he likes it there. He wants me to come up. He says he'd pay my fare. Said that we could start a band and maybe book some shows. I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna go. What brought me in the first place, it ain't here no more. Winter's drawing near, that's what they say. And if I stick around, I'll surely fade away. It's second nature to try and beat the snow. I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna go. Met a filly in June, and we had a summer fling. What we had was kinda nice, but wouldn't make it till the spring. She was a Montana girl. Her daddy ran a saddle shop. She made strong black coffee, wore a pair of old stovepipe tops. The winter's in the air. She don't call no more. I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna go. What brought me in the first place, it ain't here no more. Winter's drawing near, that's what they say. And if I stick around, I'll surely fade away. It's second nature to try and beat the snow. I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna go. And it's second nature to try and beat the snow. I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna go. Oh, thank you very much. We'll send that out to everybody that wants to quit their ranch job, too. I'm not one of them, Mark. Kind of fun fact about that song, I had to have written that maybe circa 2011, 12. And some interesting coincidences. It's a completely fiction song. When I wrote it, I was not a ranch hand. I was a full-time musician living above my parents' garage and playing with Wiley and the Wild West in my own group. And I just so happened to marry a Montana girl whose dad ran a saddle shop, so there's absolutely nothing in common there. Right. I believe you were probably in high school when I wrote that song. I was, yeah. And oddly enough, my brother almost lives in Seattle right now, and I'm pretty sure he lived in Wisconsin when I wrote that song. Before we put a cap in this season, we got to have one more fiddle tune. You got one in you, Lily?
Yeah.
You know, we haven't had an honest-to-goodness polka this whole season, and I believe that there's probably... We're probably in a territory where we could get fined for that.
We might get fined after this, too.
That's a serious union infraction. By golly, that's a polka. Well, we got our last song here. We're going to have Tessy come back up here and sing with us on it. We'd like to send a real special thank you out to Sue Jones with Sunrise Sanitation. They've been our big sponsor and helping keep this going. And she had a request for a Chris Christopherson song, and another one of those requests that I'm glad that she requested, because it's a great song and should have learned it anyways. And it was a good excuse to learn it for you, Sue. And thank you so much for all your support. I hope you enjoy this one. This one's called "Here Comes That Rainbow Again," and it's kind of a perfect song to end out this season, because it really talks about the good side of human nature, and we've seen a lot of the good side of human nature putting on this show. It's been a great way for us to connect with fellow musicians, friends and neighbors, and even if it wasn't in person, to be able to come visit y'all in your living room and share our music and help share other people's music that maybe wouldn't have came across anybody's radar. And we'd like to thank all you guys for tuning in, and it's really made our winter go by. This has been kind of a dismal couple years for everybody in the music industry, and it sure gave us something to do and a reason to keep going. And thank everybody for being a part of that. The scene was a small roadside cafe. The waitress was sweeping the floor. Two truck drivers drinking their coffee, and two oaky kids by the door. How much are those candies, they ask her. How much have you got, she replied. We've only a penny between us. Them's two for a penny, she lied. And the daylight grew heavy with thunder, and the smell of the rain on the wind. Ain't it just like a human? Here comes that rainbow again. Driver called to the waitress after the kids went outside. Said those candies ain't two for a penny. So what's it to you, she replied. In silence they finished their coffee, got up and nodded goodbye. She called, hey, you left too much money. So what's it to you, they replied. And the day daylight grew heavy with thunder, and the smell of the rain on the wind. Ain't it just like a human? Here comes that rainbow again. Ain't it just like a human? Here comes that rainbow again. Thank you very much. Well, it's been fun, and we're looking forward to figuring out how we can come back this fall, bigger and better. Always strive for bigger and better. We got a lot of thank yous here, and I'm going to try not to forget anybody. We got to thank Matt Moen. He's done a great favor to us, letting us put this show on here at this awesome barn. And been very accommodating, and we certainly appreciate it, Matt. Thank you. And Mr. Pat Loken, the man behind the curtain. This would not have happened without Pat. Chuck Goodwin over there on the sound. Sound by Sam was very subpar. When we got sound by Chuck, you brought us up another level. Thank you, Chuck. It's been a pleasure working with you. Thank all our guest announcers, especially Tag Griffith. We always have a little bit of a small audience here, and we always have a great small audience. We'd like to thank all the locals that have came and shared these special evenings with us. Tessy, thank you for joining up with us. It's been a ton of fun working with you.
Well, thank you, Sam. I've had a blast.
You know, Montana's a small musician community. We all know each other, but we rarely get to actually work together, and it's been fun working with you all winter.
Likewise.
Who else we got? We're going to do another thank you for Sunrise Sanitation. If you're in the Saratoga, Wyoming, Encampment, Wyoming area, you need trash removal service, you talk to Sunrise Sanitation. Talk to Sue, she'll set you right up. We're going to do a big thank you for Mike Gillen back there. This is the second time he's subbed. You're so special, you're going to get 2 introductions. And that's not including what Buck did. We're like Josh Poole ain't here tonight. He's on a little road trip, but we miss him, and we thank him for being a huge part of this. He's a young go-getter, and we're glad to have him on our team. And we're going to take a minute and introduce the band here. They're on the bass, the nicest guy in Madison County, Gentleman Jay Kane. My better half on the fiddle. And she does a lot more than just play fiddle on this show. She helps us do all the computer nonsense that I seem to mess up on my own. So have a big round of applause for Lily Platts. Back there on the drums, Mike Gillen. Again. Over there on the electric guitar, Marcus Engstrom. It's been a fun season. You guys all have a great night and enjoy your summer.